You filming?
Yep.
Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome to Pretty Good Cooking. Today on the show, we're going to teach you how to make pita bread. There's a picture of it. This is our first cell phone filmed PGC during the COVID-19 quarantine. John's not able to come over. Courtney very graciously is filming me on her phone. God bless Courtney. Everyone thank her in the comments. And yeah, well, it's not going to be as high quality because it's a cell phone, but you know, the PGC must flow. I'm making bread today, and I'm not a baker or good at those things, generally speaking, so I'm challenging myself to make this bread. And fortunately, it's going to be done in small pieces, so let's begin. Over here I've got a mixing bowl, stand mixer bowl, and to that we're going to add some yeast, 1 packet of yeast. And the reason I have organic yeast today is that when people panic bought all of the yeast in the world, they didn't buy the organic kind, so that's what was left for me. That's what it looks like. Okay, to that we are going to add a cup of flour. This is only a ½ cup measurement can fit inside this jar. So I'm gonna add 2 halves of 1 cup. All right, there it is. And then we're gonna add 1 cup of warm water. And my tap gets pretty hot, so I'm gonna just let it get a little hot. Not hot, but like, you know, a little hot. Warm, not hot. That water sure is jiggling. Okay, that seems good enough for me. All right, we put it in, and now we whisk it up. And what we're doing here is we're activating the yeast, and we're gonna let that sit for about 15-20 minutes. You don't have to mix it up too much. I'm gonna be giving you various tips and stuff, but don't take my word for it, because I actually don't know if you have to mix it up that much or not. So there it is. Looks pretty well mixed to me, and we will be back about 15-20 minutes. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes. You can see we've got the spongy, whatever the it's called, I don't know. All right, so we're gonna add oil. We need about 1.5 tablespoons, but I don't have a tablespoon, so I'm using a teaspoon at a time, which I'm gonna just do 4 heavy ones and like a little tiny bit more. All right, next we have the salt. We're gonna use fine sea salt, which is just fine. We're using fine because we don't want the texture of the salt in this. We're gonna use 2 teaspoons of sea salt. Alright, and then we're going to add more flour. So to this we're going to add a little under 2 cups, a ½ cup at a time. I'm not doing a very good job leveling these off. And we'll do like a ½ cup. So like 1 3/4. That's really what we're going for. Okay, now that whole thing goes in the mixer. So we're going to use our dough hook, or you could knead it by hand, but you know I would not be doing that. I would not even be trying this recipe if that's what I had to do. So there's our dough hook, there's our dough. Securely fasten, lower the hook, lock it down, and turn to the lowest speed. All right, so as that incorporates, it should form an elastic dough. Springy yet soft. Those are words I've heard when bread is being talked about. You can see that it's already incorporating pretty nicely. So overall, it's gonna go about 5 to 6 minutes. I've also heard you use a spatula, you scrape down the sides a little bit, or just let it do its thing.
Am I doing it like John yet?
You're not all the way in my mouth. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, it's been 5-ish minutes on the kneading of the dough, so we're gonna take it out. We turned our machine off first, by the way. And on a lightly floured surface, which will be this counter, I'm gonna take our dough and push it out and form it into a ball. I'm gonna try to get a smooth ball, but I don't really know how to do that. I guess it doesn't really matter, because I'm gonna like coat it in oil. I guess I could like, I don't know, people like knead it, right? Is that how balls are made? I don't know. I think it's fine. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna try to roughly ball it up. I feel like I'm making a mistake, you know? You know what I mean? I feel like it's gonna rise, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, so here's the mixing bowl, or you can use a regular new bowl. I'm just gonna use a new bowl, just in case, because I'm worried. A little bit worried. All right, so to that bowl, add just a little bit of olive oil. A little dab. Use a paper towel to coat the inside with that oil, and roll a ball around in there. And probably not like that. Just a light coating of olive oil. And we're gonna cover that either with foil or a towel. I think I'm gonna use foil. Well, I'll go get a towel. Yep. Looks good to me. And we'll leave it for 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours. It'll be 2 hours because the dough is gonna rise. It's gonna double in size in 2 hours. 2 hours. Shitty dogs. We'll be back. We'll be back. Gonna throw my dogs out the window. It's been about 2 hours and our dough has increased in size. Here it is, there's the dough. Increased in size, a little oily. Alright, so we're gonna put this on the floured surface. There's our surface. And we're gonna lightly pat it. I'm gonna I don't know. You gotta knead it, not knead it. You gotta pat it out into roughly a 1 inch thick device. So this is the device. Then we're gonna cut it into 8 segments. I have this dough cutter that I think my mother-in-law got for us. There it is. A 1, it's already uneven. And 2, a 3. It's so bad at this. I'm trying to make them roughly equal. Hopefully that works. Okay, so there they are. Maybe a little more flour. Actually, you want to put a little flour on top of each one of these too, like so. All right, and then we're gonna ball them up. And I, for the love of God, am gonna actually get these into balls. I don't care what it takes, but making balls, okay? You need a smooth surface. You can just make it smooth. Smooth ball. As long as it's smooth in one part. What I can tell you already is that these were not even, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna keep rolling out these balls and we'll be back here and I'll show you what a bunch of balls looks like. And voila! Look at my 8 balls of dough. They don't look great, but I think it's gonna be okay. Supposed to let those rest for a few minutes. We'll be back in a few minutes. I saw everything between 10 and 30 minutes, and I'm getting impatient, so like 10 minutes. This would be a good time to preheat the oven. We're gonna start at 400, and then when we actually bake, we're gonna turn it up even hotter. And I've got the pizza stone. There's my pizza stone, never been used. It's got schmutz on the back, no problem. Bought that with Patreon money years ago and I've done nothing with it. So now I'm doing something with it. So you need to preheat that oven for a while before you can bake with it. So get that going. We'll be back. Voila! Okay, here the balls at. For each of these balls, I'm gonna pat them down into a pita-like shape. You can use a rolling pin if you want, or you can just press it down. You're supposed to do this lightly, and I don't understand how that works. Maybe it's because I'm dumb. I don't know how to make it smaller otherwise. So this guy is a small guy, because I didn't make it big enough. Let's try a bigger one. Again, I don't understand how lightly works, but... So these are supposed to get to 7 or 8 inches in diameter. And I've got 4 so far, so maybe I will use a rolling pin. Yeah. Rolling pin's treating us right. Look at that. That's a pita. I'm sure there's some science about not rolling it out too hard or doing anything correct that I'm surely shirking at this moment in time, but I just don't care. I just want to eat this nice bread. And if this bread is edible in any way, I'm gonna call that an absolute win, right? It might be little small pitas, but maybe they'll plump when you cook them. It's like a ballpark hot dog. All right, first pita. A little small, but here it is. I'm gonna slap that babby on this cooking stone, pizza stone. Actually, why don't we do 2? Because there's obviously room for 2. All right, 2.5 minutes this side. Then we're gonna flip them. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes. It's flipping time. Check it out. We got one guy back here. He's poofing. This guy not poofing as much. Alright, so that doesn't look that roasty toasty to me. But that does. So we'll see. So now it's supposed to be 1.5 minutes. I might choose to cook them a little bit longer. I've also boosted the temperature to 515 degrees. The hot pita. Maybe the stone's not heated up enough? I wonder if that's... Oh, it probably isn't. Well, I don't know. The pitas are cooking. One moment, please. We'll be back. I think they're not done. So I'm going to flip them again. I need a different flipping device, I think. Actually, that might be pretty close to that. I want to get them a little bit more brown. I'm moving them both to the back. Hopefully that helps. Just going to give them another minute. Another minute. That's it. And we'll see how the next round goes. Okay, time to pull them. That looks very pita-like to me. Look at that. Even puffed up a little bit. So we'll cover those with a towel to keep them warm. We'll move on. We'll close the oven. Let it get back to temperature. We'll do 2 more at least. We're only going to film like maybe 2 rounds to make sure that it looks okay. Be back in a second. Here we go. Look at those poofies. Look at them. They're poofing. Hell yeah. Poof, poof, poop. Yeah. Last pitas. Turns out they was the best pitas. Look at these. Look at these bad boys. LegitimateBread.com. All your pita needs. Poof. All right. And that's it. That's how you make the pita bread. Why don't we pop one of these bad boys open? Let's check it out how it looks. Right here. Fresh out of the oven. Go ahead and chop it open. Show you that we got that signature pita pocket. Look at that. You could stuff a gyro in there. A euro. Look how good that looks. And it's steaming hot. Let me just take this super hot bread and plunk it in some hummus. A little fresh hummus I made. That is really good. It definitely tastes homemade. It's good. I guess that's how you do it. Thanks for watching our cell phone video. Me and Quirky gonna eat this bread for dinner.
Hell yeah.
And we'll see you next time. That's how you do it. Bye-bye.